Mac and Me tells the story about an alien named Mac and a young boy named... Me? That can't be right. Eric! The boy's name is Eric. That actually explains why all the other characters refer to him as Eric. Mac causes all kinds of mischief that Eric gets blamed for. There are also government agents, product placement, hijinks, goings-on, product placement, and the placement of products. And this movie is an obvious, blatant ripoff of a certain other beloved 80s movie. That's right, Harry and the Hendersons. Our movie begins with an American probe landing on Mac's home planet, which seems to only consist of Mac and his family. The Macs are an advanced race. Okay, the Macs are a race of aliens. Probably shouldn't call them advanced since they're still at the stage of drinking water out of the ground with a straw and throwing rocks at things they don't understand. Okay, so this probe traveled millions of miles to collect 2 rocks and then immediately fly back to Earth? That seems like an awful waste of $10 billion. They also managed to suck up aliens that apparently have 0 bone structure. Now, I don't want the comments section flooded with nonsense about how the probe was most likely programmed to fly back after a certain weight limit was reached. I guarantee you the writers of Mac and Me did not put that much thought into it. The probe makes it back to Earth after several years, and Mac and his family have survived the trip without any food and water, even though they clearly need those 2 things to live. Mac causes a huge pileup on the freeway and climbs into the van of the Cruz family who are on their way to start their new life in California.
Wonder what they were looking for.
Omelets.
Okay, give it back, Mike.
What?
He took my Coke, Mom.
Come on, you guys.
I don't have it. I didn't take it.
I knew it!
Eric blames his brother for stealing his Coke, and his mom does nothing. Janet should at least yell at Michael for stealing his wheelchair-bound brother's delicious Coca-Cola soft drink, or wonder where the open can of Coke was. Does she not care that the thirst-quenching Coke might be spilled somewhere in the van? What the hell was that? Upon arriving at their new home, Mac immediately begins causing mischief, just like a certain other unwanted visitor who shall remain nameless. Gizmo? From the Gremlins, right?
All I did was take a shower and drink a soda.
Well, maybe it was one of the neighborhood kids or something.
That broke into their house and took a shower. That's not really something kids would do. That's more the behavior of a psychotic ex-girlfriend right before she mails you your dog's severed head. The next morning, Mac decides to up the ante and just completely destroy the Cruz household. Janet decides to forego her neighborhood kid theory and moves right into blaming her son. Not just any son, though. She blames the one with the degenerative spinal disorder.
Eric, what have you done? It's me, Mom. It's the little creature. I saw it.
The house is totally destroyed.
What do you want me to say?
I don't want you to say anything!
How the hell did you even manage to reach the ceiling, Eric, you miserable sack of shit? Eric is so upset that he rolls out to the backyard, and we get our first good reason why you probably shouldn't buy a house at the very top of a hill if one of your family members is in a wheelchair. Oh, he lives, so we could laugh about it. So naturally, Janet thinks that Eric is suicidal, and the doctor that comes to see him thinks that he's schizophrenic.
Why didn't you tell him that you saw him? Because nobody would believe it. You should back me up. It wouldn't do any good.
Basically, you don't want Debbie to be the key witness for your defense in a murder trial.
Hey, why don't you invite Eric to Brittany's birthday tomorrow?
You want to come? Sure. Okay, I'll see you then.
Bye. Glad you're okay.
Bye.
Now, they don't tell Eric when the party is or where it's at, but he's a bright kid. He'll figure it out. Eric and Michael drop their mother off for her first day of work at Sears.
Sears, where America shops.
You know what I feel like?
Don't say it.
A Big Mac?
You bastard. Fast forward to the nighttime where Eric is setting up a trap to catch Mac. He leaves a trail of Coca-Cola leading into his bedroom where he and Debbie will then suck him up into the vacuum. Now, the audience knows that Mac, for some reason, can be sucked into a vacuum, but as far as Eric knows, this is a child-sized creature that logically should not be able to be sucked into a vacuum. It's a stupid, stupid plan. It works. That doesn't make it any less stupid. Oh, Oh, so after they dispose of Debbie's lifeless body, we then learn that the name Mac stands for mysterious alien creature.
Something I've been telling you about, the Mac. What? The mysterious alien creature.
Where else have we seen an alien with an acronym for a name? That's right, ALF. It also should be noted that I think Eric and Michael forgot to pick up their mom from work.
Get me a drink. Hey, he looks tired. This must be like what they drink on their own planet.
Hold on, my producer's handing me a note. He wants me to say, this must be what they drink on their home planet because Coke is out of this world. Oh, damn it!
It's okay. It's just my mom. Come back.
None of that matters because Mac runs away again. This movie refuses to actually start, and it's getting a bit frustrating.
Wow, he cleaned up everything.
Wow.
You think he did it?
Hey, I sure didn't.
I don't believe it. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate it.
We didn't do it, Mom. He came back.
Come on, are you telling me this thing came in and cleaned up the house?
Well, think about it. Would we do something like this?
That's a good point. I believe there's something, but the question is what?
Janet has been pretty steadfast in her denial of an alien creature causing havoc. How useless are her kids that she immediately believes in aliens over her sons being helpful? In order to sneak Mac out of the house, they dress him up in a bear costume and pretend that he's a teddy bear that has a new microchip in him that allows him to move. I know what you're thinking. That's the dumbest thing you've ever seen. Well, they haven't even made it to the party yet, so brace yourselves.
Physical height, communicating, delivered out the street. Oh, people may lie to impress you. Really gives you all that you need.
If this happened at my McDonald's, I would immediately turn around and leave. There's an In-N-Out burger down the street, and I do not have to deal with all this. So after the most unnecessary scene in a movie ever, Mac and Eric take off down the street on a wheeled vehicle while government agents are in hot pursuit. Oh my god, why does this look so familiar? They then seek refuge in the nearby Sears store.
These wardrobe essentials are on sale through Saturday at Sears, where America shops for value.
Alright, maybe we can cool it on the product placement for a little bit, alright? I'm never gonna get through this damn thing. After losing the agents, the kids decide to drive Mac to find his family. Through a series of points and vague clues, they manage to drive hundreds of miles and find exactly where Mac needs to go. Upon arriving, they find the lifeless bodies of Mac's family, and once again, the only thing they give them to drink is Coca-Cola. Enough! I can't take it anymore. I get it. Coke is amazing. No more. Is that Keanu Reeves?
Great race. Who's your coach? My dad.
Oh, it is Keanu Reeves. That's nice. They put Mac's family in the van and stop at a gas station to seriously buy more Coca-Cola. What is with this movie? While they're in the gas station, Mac and his family wander in a nearby grocery store and grab more Coca-Cola? Did someone lose a bet? I'm gonna make a guess that they had a lot of money left over in their budget. The next logical step is to grant the aliens United States citizenship and force them to wear human clothes and assimilate into a lifestyle and culture that they couldn't possibly begin to understand. Way better than allowing them to go home. And just like that, Mac and Me is over. And I know that a lot of people say that it's just a ripoff of Short Circuit, but I think it brings enough of its own identity to be a completely different movie. What's that? What the hell is E.T.? Oh, that is the saddest optimism I've ever seen. Oh, and you can tell they believed it too. Oh, poor bastards.